Welcome back, everyone. 56 years ago, a young black preacher stood in the pulpit and told his congregation, "We are made by history." It is a history celebrated this month that's rich and full, tragic and triumphant, filled with heartbreak and healing.
We begin our Black History Month series tonight with the cornerstone of that history, the church. Our Quentin Smith sat down with local pastors about the role of the church. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin.
Joey, from one generation to the next, the church has always remained a source of spiritual renewal as well as a place of praise and worship. It's a place for creating individual and systematic changes within the black community. Now, although a lot has changed in the African American community throughout the years, however, the church is one place that's always remained constant. It's a place to find peace and empowerment. From small rural bodies of believers to mega congregations, for African Americans, church continues to be the rock of the community. However, its emergence didn't happen overnight. In fact, it goes back in time, way back to when black men and women were slaves.
The slave owners did allow them to go to church. The thing, we had the kind of songs like the whites didn't understand, which delivered us. Like over my head, I hear music in the air, there must be a God somewhere. They didn't know those were songs of delivery.
We were not allowed in worship spaces by other people of other races. And so look at what God did for us. God allowed us to create our own worship spaces, our own style of worship.
We are confident of this one thing.
Reverend Tony Montgomery is the pastor at Missionary Union Baptist Church, which is also the oldest organized church in Columbus. He says the church house is a place where many people come to strengthen their faith and also learn about the teachings of the Bible.
Hope. Hope is here.
People go through so much frustration. Take, for instance, the frustration that the shutdown caused. People flooded the church to get encouragement. How am I going to make it? How am I going to make it through the struggle? They can't make it on their own. And so the church gives them encouragement. It builds their faith, and it creates a sense of importance.
Dr. James Boyd has been pastoring for more than 50 years. He's seen firsthand the role the church plays when it comes to uplifting and bringing the African American community together.
Nobody knows the black community like the black pastor. It's a relationship.
If a movement is going to start, it has been in the church. The church has been the power base for our community. If there needs to be something done, no matter whether that's educational, because most of our churches were also our schools back in the day.
The black church was also instrumental during the civil rights movement. It's a place where a number of activists, such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesse Jackson, would deliver speeches addressing the issues going on throughout the community and discuss ways to prevail and overcome those circumstances.
The church begins for us to gather as a people, wounded, enslaved, but becomes a place where we start to organize and work towards our freedom.
Over the years, the church has and will continue to evolve. However, through it all, Pastor Boyd and Montgomery both believe that the church will always remain a staple and safe haven for African Americans.
I just think that it's still the best thing going.
The church is built upon the Bible. Upon this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not demolish the church. And that's what we believe in, and that's what we build on. I don't think the church will ever go out of existence.
Now, we'll be celebrating Black History Month all throughout February. Next week, we'll highlight the highs and lows of serving as an African American in the military.